Good morning, what's going on everybody, and welcome to another day. It's Thursday. I kind of got the camera set up, all positioned. It almost feels like we're doing like a little podcast or something. I don't know what that was, but I just wanted to not be running all around, moving the camera all around as I begin today. Yesterday was kind of a day where not a whole hell of a lot happened. I mean, really the biggest thing was getting the cold weather gear. I kept saying warm weather gear, and I guess that means summertime apparel. Getting the cold weather gear for new guy number 1, which I did. Didn't get a chance to see him yesterday. I'll be getting ready to get up with him in just a couple of minutes, be able to get him that clothes. I was also going to go try to check on new guy number 3 yesterday. Didn't get a chance to do that. He seemed to be okay. Today, I'm definitely going to try to do that. Also, got a chance to speak with the bail bondsman that I'm really excited to get the opportunity to begin working with, who's renting over 90 rooms, maybe over 100 rooms. So there could be some definite networking and things going on there. And also, getting the opportunity to showcase this guy and share his story, I think is going to be a really awesome thing. And I hope that that's going to be something that you guys enjoy as well. Also, last night got the opportunity to go eat dinner up at Shannon's work, see her, give her a little gift from me and my wife, and really what I consider to be the entire After Prison show. Gave her $250 cash as a gift, you know, just for the fact that she's getting married on Sunday. A very special shout out to Shannon. It's my hope that at the wedding, I'm able to take some really nice pictures for her and maybe even film a little bit and share that with you guys. I want to be able to incorporate and include some sort of a Cash App or something, or a PayPal, where you guys, if you want to give Shannon a gift for the fact that she's getting married, you guys could do so, because it would be a nice thing to do. And again, if anybody would like to do that, I'm going to try to maybe incorporate in this video, or at the very latest by Sunday or early next week, I'll have some information where you guys can do that if you would like to. Moving on, today, new guy number 1, he has another job interview. This is at Home Emporium, where we went there the other day. He filled out the application, and I talked to a guy inside of there who says that they're paying between $9.50 and $10 an hour. So I'm gonna get ready to go meet with him up there. And before I go any further, I kind of want to share something that's on my mind. I've been doing a lot of thinking about halfway houses. I've even found a house. We might even go look at this house today. I can guarantee you it is a shithole. 4-bedroom, 1.5 bath. It's doable, but I don't even know if this is like a sanitary or good type of a house to get, but I'll share more on that a little bit later. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. What I really want to start this off by saying, or really is addressing, all of this new guy, incognito, not really showcasing these folks. And some people are like, Joe, why are you even filming them if you're not going to film them? Well, it is what it is. We're working with folks, and this is how I want to do it, doing it backwards. Let's see where they get to before we actually introduce them. That's the short of it right there. But something else that I want to mention is, well, what happens if it just doesn't work out? Like, let's just say we're helping and trying to help, and then it just doesn't really appear that that help is doing anything. We're going to have to move on. It's not going to be a drama. You know, that's my number one thing, is to try to just avoid the drama. And the fact that I work with people, and I try to work with so many people, and so many different things get thrown into the mix of that. Unfortunately, the reality is there will be drama, and of course there has been not just drama, but a bunch of drama in the past. It's my hope to try to avoid that moving forward and still be able to continue doing what I'm doing. But I say all of that to say this. You know, there could, and I hate to say this, but there could come a time when I'm no longer talking about new guy number whatever. And if and when there is the case, because I can tell you there definitely will be. You know, I don't know most of these people. I mean, how am I trying to say this? I don't know everybody that we begin to work with. And a lot of people I get to know as we're working with them. Again, hence the fact that I'm trying to do things differently this time. But you don't really know what a person is doing or trying to do. And I've got to be very apprehensive. I don't know if these people actually get high. I don't know if they really want to do better. You know, it was said to me, and it's it's probably one of the realest things that I've heard as of late. But you know, some of these folks are going to be in the situation that they're in for a reason. Maybe I don't fully know what that reason is. Now, this is no negative thing that I'm sharing. I'm just talking thinking out loud with you guys is what I'm really trying to do. I want to work with any and everybody that I can. But does any and everybody really want the help? Maybe to a certain degree they do, but then when the help is really there, maybe they realize, you know, this is a little too much. Like, I'm not really trying to do this. And I'm not speaking about this for any particular person, but I just need it to be known that this is what it is. Not every situation is going to work out. I'd be happy if one situation worked out. We've got new guy number 1, new guy number 2, new guy number 3 right this second. New guy number 2 is pretty much somebody that I've not even really began to work with all that much, but I would like to. Seems like a really solid dude. And, you know, there's that. And as does new guy number 1. And also new guy number 3, who I basically kind of grew up with for a good majority of my teenage life. But even with that, there's a lot of time and separation. You don't really know what's going on with a person or where they're at mentally, where they're at all. But throughout time working with that person and working with them or trying to work with them closely, you're going to find out. So what I'm saying is, you know, with new guy number 1, new guy number 2, new guy number 3, unfortunately, there is the potential that none of this help really helps any of those folks. Because the help that I'm providing, most importantly, I want it to just be motivation. Even though I am going out and trying to get clothes and fixing mopeds and trying to help with jobs and leads and rooms for rent and a halfway house. Like, there's so many physical things that I'm trying to do, but ultimately none of that matters if a person's not willing to do it for themselves. It's just like with addiction. And I'm very realistic about these things. I hope that it works out for all 3 of these guys. I hope that every person that I work with moving forward, I'm genuinely able to motivate and see, because again, it's all going to be on them. Ain't going to be shit to do with me. Yeah, I'm trying to do some nice things and be helpful and do the things that I would hope would be done for me if I was in the situation. You know what? I've been in those situations. But ultimately, it's up to the individual. What are they going to do? The ball is in their court. I have passed the rock to them. No crack terminology intended right there. So, I'm hopeful that it works out with all 3 of these guys and all 3 of these guys are able to get to a better place. But as watered down and as cliche as it's going to sound that I'm getting ready to say, only time will tell. So, with that, let's get ready to see where today's going to take us. We're getting ready to go meet up with new guy number 1. He's got this job interview. You know, he was supposed to be working at the temp service $8 an hour job, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, I don't really know what's going on with that. I'm kind of thinking that he didn't go do it yesterday, and this is no drama. This is just what it is. I'm kind of thinking that he didn't go, actually he told me he didn't go do it. He said that he went there and that he told them he had a job interview later in the afternoon, and they acted kind of nasty about that, like, why would you even come in? And he ended up leaving. So I know that he wasn't there yesterday, and I know that he's not there today, but whatever. No big deal. You know, it's an $8 an hour job. We weren't looking at this like it was going to be a career. And, you know, if you're going to find a better opportunity, I guess, you know, the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you're not at that $8 an hour job. So I think that brings us up to speed as to where we are right now. Let's get ready to go meet with this guy, hope for the best, and hope that it's going to be productive and positive. Let's see how this job interview goes, get him this warm weather gear, and see what else we're going to get into today. It's Thursday. Let's make it a good one. All right, so we are just getting up here to Hum Emporium, and it's 10 o'clock in the morning, and there's new guy number 1's moped right there. I actually passed him on the road, but he just went up in there for this interview, so hopefully all of that's going to go well. Once he gets up out of there, we'll get him this new gear so that hopefully he can stay warm. Ironically, today is actually a really nice day outside. It's probably the nicest day that we've had in a little while, so it's not like it's freezing outside. One other thing to mention real quick, he's really interested in getting this job and hopeful that he's going to be able to get this job. I'm hopeful that he gets this job as well, and what he would like to be able to do is to be able to rent a room around this area. And in fact, there's a couple of trailer parks right here around this area, so maybe that would be beneficial for him. I had mentioned in a previous video how I was willing to go get a damn piece of cardboard or a poster board and write looking for a room for rent and posting that right there in front of one of these trailer parks. I might even do that today. Really hoping that this interview goes really well for this guy. I'm gonna get ready to go up in here and just look around at what other kind of building materials that they have and wait for him, and we'll talk with him, or I'll share with you guys how it all went when it's over with. Alrighty, so We're still up here by Home Emporium, except a little bit further away from it. All right, I got new guy number 1 with me, and I hate calling these guys new guy number 1, 2, or 3, but that's the only way I can tell you guys who I'm talking about. He just went to the interview, and good news, all he's got to do is take a test, a urinalysis tomorrow, and then after that, they're gonna give him a start date as soon as they get those results back. And awesome, he's gonna start at $10 an hour there. He's really excited about this job. 40 hours a week. I think they pay something like every 2 weeks there, but this will be a much better job for him, and possibly also room for improvement versus $8 an hour at the temp service. Probably wasn't going to be a whole hell of a lot going on there. So what are we doing right this second? We are up at Dollar Tree, and we're going to go put together this unorthodox method of trying to help find this guy a room for rent. Now, we've got a couple of options for rooms for rent. Nice woman D, who had reached out with a room for rent. The bondsman had reached out with a room for rent. I've got the hotel room for the week that he could stay at. The similarity between all of these places is the fact of where they're located at. They're all in an area where this guy doesn't feel comfortable being at, given, you know, what he was doing in the past. So that makes a hell of a lot of sense, and I don't want to put this guy in an uncomfortable situation and, you know, that lead to something bad, maybe a relapse or something along them lines. It's just not a good look. So I had mentioned the very first day that we began working with new guy number 1 and taking him to fill out applications, putting signs in front of neighborhoods. Well, there's Dollar Tree right there. I'm pretty sure that they got some poster board. We're gonna go right, we rent rooms, not we buy houses. And we're gonna put them up in front of a couple of neighborhoods right around here with a phone number and just see if anybody calls. Let's just see how this works out. Sort of a little social experiment we're getting ready to try right now. I mean, hey, can't hurt to try, right? Let's see how this plays out. All right, we are just leaving from Dollar Tree right now, and we got 2 pieces of poster board that we're gonna cut in half and make 4 signs out of, a pack of markers, and a roll of duct tape for $3.60-something. I share that with you because when you're out there trying to make it happen, sometimes you get a little bit of a break. And for under $5, maybe we get some major leads. We ought to make a sign that says we buy houses too. I was trying to be funny, probably not a real good attempt right there. But cool deal. This is super unorthodox, but this is what you gotta do. If you're trying to make it, you have got to be unorthodox sometimes. Maybe somebody doesn't even know that they got a room that they could rent, and this sign will make them think, you know what? Yo, I got a room. I got a room that I could rent. We're getting ready to do this right on the hood of the Jeep. We're gonna write these signs up, and then we're gonna go duct tape these to some stop signs in front of the neighborhood. We got that safety vest yellow, so you ain't got no choice but to see it. You know what you could even do, and this is going a step further, and I don't say this being funny, you might even be able to hold this sign on the side of the road. I know that sounds a little crazy and that might be a little embarrassing, but damn it, when it's unorthodox, sometimes it's gotta be super unorthodox. But I guarantee you do these type of things, you guaranteed to get some results. So let's put these signs together and go put these up. All right, we got our signs put together up here, and we probably look crazy up here writing on this poster board. But basically we put, I'm looking for a room to rent. I need a room to rent, clean, no drugs or drama, working, exclamation point. Please call me if you have a room you could rent. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go post these signs up right now. And maybe within the next day or a couple of days, somebody's gonna call. Somebody's gonna call. It's Christmas time too. People trying to get some extra money for some presents. Somebody's gonna call. Let's go put these signs up. All right, so we just put our first sign up, and here's a picture of that. I can't really show you where we put the sign up at because I don't want to leak the location for whatever reason. I would put it right here. Put it right here on that. So we're on our next location right in front of this neighborhood. They got a We Buy Houses sign right there. And they got a yield sign. And this is a big neighborhood right here. There's tons of houses and apartments and townhouses back here. Somebody's gonna be renting a room. So we're gonna post up this sign right here and try to check out 2 other locations really close to this area. I'm telling you, this is probably gonna work. If you're looking to rent a room, this might not be a bad way to go about trying to do it. All right, we just put up the 3rd sign, and the crazy thing is we've got 1 sign left and 2 more places that really could benefit from having that sign. And you can't really read the damn thing because it's folding around, but somebody's looking at it. Oh man, Yeah, you can see it. Somebody's gonna read that damn thing. So there's 2 more places we can put a sign at. We ain't got but 1 more sign to put up. I think to myself, how much coverage are we getting with this? Like, how many people are seeing this sign? And it's probably, you know, a couple thousand people at the very least. And of 1,000 people seeing this sign, somebody has got to call and say, hey, yo, you got a room for rent? Because they're gonna read this sign all wrong. Be like, nah, that's not what I meant. I need a room. Oh, we'll see. All right, so we're back to where we started at, back up at Home Emporium, getting ready to part ways with new guy number 1. We just put up 4 signs looking for a room for rent, and hopefully we're gonna get some positive feedback on that, or at least some calls and maybe some leads there. New guy, come on over here real quick. Let me show the new gear, and I wanna also address this. This is not Lil Joe 2.0. I'm not trying to dress him up like me. The whole thrift store situation, it just happened that way. But, bing. We got him in the nice jacket, got the gloves, and the beanie. So at least he's got a little bit of warm weather gear. If anything, today is not a day that he really needs it all too much, but at least he's got it. So good deal there. Hopefully we're gonna get some good news on the rooms for rent. He's got to take the test tomorrow, and then hopefully soon he's gonna have that start date. And also hopefully soon he's gonna have that room for rent, because somebody's gonna call us. So good deal. We're gonna part ways with new guy number 1 and see what else is going on. All right, well, we're back up where I was at the other day. Guess what? Guess what that building is right there, folks? That be the courthouse. And how about all of this right here? Warrants for debt. Oh boy, we're going to trial. You ain't gonna screw me over, that's for damn sure. All right. And think that you're gonna get away with it. Fool me once. I went through that the first time on the first flip house. Not this time. Not today, Satan. So I just did something that I've never done before in my life. I just put charges on some, oh wait, I've done that before. Brian number 1. Hey, whatever happened to that guy? Crazy enough. I just did something that I've never done before, and I just sued somebody in small claims courts. Couple of myths to go over real quick. On the internet, it says that it's only $12 to sue somebody. It's a lot more than that, and I just paid it. But anyways, in small claims court, you can only sue somebody for $5,000, which is what I've issued a warrant of debt in small claims court. We're going to court in January. Joe the lawyer. I get to go fight this case. I'm suing this dude for the max, the $5,000, and that's the $3,000 that I paid this dude for the work that he didn't complete. He barely did anything over there, and he's not gonna get away with this. And also $2,000, just a drop in the bucket towards whatever I'm gonna have to pay this other electrical company to come and fix the work with. I don't think I'm gonna get the full $5,000. And if I get the $3,000, I'd be very happy about that. So yeah, I got it all squared away. I had to fill out all of this paperwork, and I got a ton of paperwork. They gave me like sample sheets on how to fill out. I'm filling out warrants. Like what you get locked up with. I felt like the police up in there a little bit, or a lawyer. But regardless, I'll keep you guys posted on that. That's coming up in the middle of January. The trial begins. After Prison Show Joe versus the defendant. I really ought to just put you out there who you are. You're gonna be super mad. Boy, the sheriff about to come serve you this. Oh, you're gonna be super mad. But anyways, I'm making no jokes about this. I'm just kind of talking about this a little recklessly. The fact of the matter is, yo, this is bad business, and when this is business, yo, you gotta pay the Pied Piper when you F up. And this dude definitely did that, thought that he could get over, and I'm not gonna let that fly. So hopefully we'll get some money back for this. Maybe. We'll just have to wait and see. All right, up here at the hotel, and just checked on new guy number 3. I knocked on the door. Ain't nobody answered the door. I didn't know if he was here. I tried to call him. Ain't nobody answer his phone. And then I went up in there, and he's asleep in there. So good for that. At least he's in there asleep. Somebody else is staying up in there with him, and hey, it is what it is, right? At least dude's got a roof over his head. Looks like a whole bunch of food wrappers up in there, so they've been eating. And hopefully he's doing the right thing. Give the guy the benefit of the doubt until otherwise. And I hate to say that I'm like super paranoid about folks, but what else are you gonna be at this point? The fact of the matter is just like I was saying this morning about helping folks and how long can you help folks for and what can you really do? There's only so much that you can really do. And I don't want this to sound negative. I know I said the same thing earlier this morning, but you've got a week with the room. You know, use that to get out there and really try to find a place to stay at. And I mean, not a place, like some work and then a place to stay at. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know that a week could really change all too much, but it should do something. And you know what? If after this nothing changes, well, nothing changes. At least we tried and we move on. You know, I always have nothing but respect for guy number 3, especially for the fact that I've known this guy for so long. And when I was at one of my, you know, I don't even want to say my worst, but when I was in a bad spot, he helped me out. He's in a bad spot. He was in a bad spot. He still seems to be in a bad spot. And I try to help him out. So it ain't no tit for tat. It's just try to do what you can do and hope that with what you do, something good can come from that. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this day up because, man, it's been a pretty productive day with a lot of stuff going on. Shout out to new guy number 1. He's got that job opportunity so long as he can pass the test, which I'm pretty sure that he will. And I haven't had any phone calls just yet. Actually, I'm lying. There was one call. I tried to call it back and nobody answered. That could have been somebody calling from the signs, but I had to leave my phone in the vehicle when it came to going up into the courthouse. So, been a good day. I'll be curious to hear what all of you guys have to say, and I'm gonna look forward to continuing to try to do anything that I can do. Oh, also, real quick as I wrap this up, I just got an opportunity today to talk to John with the Johnny Appleseed Foundation for the first time in a long time, and man, this dude is doing some really big things. I wanna bring an update to you guys with him, hopefully sometime in the near future. So, we'll be hopeful of that. I'm gonna wrap this up. Again, I'll look forward to hearing what you guys have to say. Have a great day. And until next time, peace. I probably should have said, enjoy life, the free world, never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day before the whole peace. Kind of defeats the purpose now, though.